15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition, engines full power, and lift off of Intelsat 40E. Go Intelsat, go Falcon.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
M1D chamber pressure nominal.
If you're just joining us, those gorgeous views on your screen mean that Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
Nominal power and telemetry.
The call out there that nominal power and telemetry for the vehicle. During this phase, which is called ascent, we tilt the engines. The technical term for this is called gimbaling, and that turns the rocket horizontally in what we call a gravity turn.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
There's a call out that Falcon 9 is now traveling faster than the speed of sound. During this period, we're still going up, but we're also heading horizontally away from the launch pad.
Max Q.
Just moments ago, we throttled down in preparation for max Q, which is the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure that the vehicle will see on ascent. So that's what's happening right now. The rocket typically needs to go about 17,500 miles per hour horizontally in order to avoid being pulled back to Earth and reach orbit. Now we're going to have 3 events coming up in quick succession, starting with main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second engine start 1. Main engine cutoff, or MECO, is the point during the flight where we shut down the 9 Merlin 1D engines on the first stage. Shortly after that, stages 1 and 2 will separate from each other so that the second stage isn't carrying unnecessary mass to orbit. And of course, the first stage booster begins its trip back to Earth. The last call out you heard was about the MVAC engine. That's what we're going to start up during SES-1, or second engine start 1. That's the period during the flight where we'll ignite the Merlin vacuum engine on board the second stage for the first time. So we'll see all 3 of those happen back to back just about 10 seconds from now.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
So there you heard and definitely saw those great views on your screen. 3 events happening back to back: main engine cutoff, stage separation, and SES-1. Coming up next will be fairing separation in just a couple of seconds. During this portion of the flight, we'll jettison both fairing halves and then attempt to retrieve them again today.
Both vehicles are following nominal trajectories. Fairing separation confirmed.
There we've got confirmation of fairing separation, which means both fairing halves are on their way back to Earth to be recovered by our recovery vessel, Doug. Coming up next, there are 2 burns for our first stage as we prepare for landing on our drone ship, a shortfall of gravitas.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
We're now T plus 3 minutes and 54 seconds into today's mission. And we're currently, as you see there on your screen, we're in the first of 2 planned MVAC burns that will occur prior to satellite deployment. At T plus 6 minutes and 31 seconds, or around there, you should see on your screen the first stage's entry burn. For that entry burn, we relight 3 M1D engines, which are those 9 engines at the base or the bottom of the first stage. We will relight first the center engine, or called E9, and then shortly thereafter, we will also relight 2 radial engines, engines 1 and 5. And all 3 of those together will help slow the vehicle down as it passes back into the Earth's atmosphere. We perform that reentry burn in order to slow down the booster, which helps to reduce those reentry forces that it sees, and in turn, that helps us recover and reuse our first stages.
Both vehicles continue to follow nominal trajectories.
Although we can't see the first stage right now, you can follow along with the telemetry there in the bottom left-hand corner for stage 1, and then that stage 2 telemetry there in the right-hand bottom corner of your screen. We can see that the first stage is now beginning its descent back to Earth, so it has already passed through its apogee, making its way back down. This time we're targeting a landing on our drone ship, which is parked a couple hundred miles off the coast of Florida in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, during that entry burn, Falcon 9 is decelerating by firing its Merlin engines, but it's still moving very rapidly. This causes the vehicle to fly through Merlin's exhaust gases, also known as the rocket's plume, and by doing so, we get a deposit of soot on the vehicle surface. That soot then basically comes from the carbon-based fuel that Falcon 9 uses. We're expecting that entry burn to begin in about 20 seconds. Everything continues to look good there. For that second stage, we can see that MVAC engine, which is the singular Merlin engine designed for use in the vacuum of space, attached there to our second stage.
Stage 1, entry burn startup.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
All right, so there on that left-hand side of your screen, those stage 1 views are back. We can see that entry burn has begun, and it's also illuminating the grid fins, which help to steer the booster for re-entry and also to make a precise landing.
Stage 1, entry burn shut down.
All right, we can see that entry burn has
Both
concluded.
vehicles continue to follow nominal trajectories.
As a reminder, the first stage that we saw there on the left-hand side of your screen, that performed the entry burn for the 4th time. It previously supported CRS-26, OneWeb Launch 16, and a Starlink mission. Falcon 9 is the world's first orbital-class reusable rocket, and this is important because reusability allows SpaceX to refly the most expensive parts of the rocket, which in turn drives down the cost of space access.
Terminal guidance.
The next major milestone we have coming up is SECO, or Second Engine Cutoff 1, which is coming up in about 20 seconds. That will be followed very quickly.
Stage 1, transonic.
That call out tells us that the first stage is traveling near the speed of sound. That first stage will begin its landing burn just after we have the second engine cut off.
MVAC shutdown.
All right, there's that call out telling us that we had successful shutdown or cutoff of that.
Stage 1, landing burn.
You can see landing burn has begun there on that screen.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
You can see those grid fins working hard to steer it back to the drone ship for its landing.
Nominal orbit insertion.
Great call out there indicating we've
Stage
got
1, landing leg deploy.
Good morning, Florida Vacation Network, and welcome into Friday, April 7th, 2023. We're glad to have you. Let's bring Chris in. Here we go. Hello. Welcome in, Chris.
Good morning. I'm not wearing any pants.
It's more comfortable that way.
Yeah. So what everybody just witnessed is a launch of SpaceX's Falcon 9. Falcon 9 is their workhorse. It's the one that is going up and down all the time. They do have a bigger rocket called Falcon Heavy, but they don't use that one very often. But Falcon 9, I've seen that. I mean, they have a bunch of them, but sometimes they launch 2 in 1 week, which is like, it's turning into a bus ride. I mean, like it is, they're launching them all the time, and it never gets old watching those things land. That just is landing a pencil on its eraser. It just boggles my mind every time I see it.
Yeah, 100%. I cannot wait until they have, I mean, once they have some really good cameras and connection, and I mean, it's kind of funny to say, we don't have a very good connection on a rocket that's trying to land, in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's a little jarring, I would assume, being stuck on the side of one of those things.
Right. No, I mean, the first time I watched one, I'm like, was that real, or was that like the moon landing that didn't really happen?
It looked so fake the first time they actually got one to stick. It
Right?
looked so fake. Like it blew my mind.
No way, that's not real. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, but I mean, good morning, everybody. Thanks for watching that with us. I know we started a little bit early, but we figured that would give people time to get in here and get relaxed and something cool to watch. And I wasn't here on Wednesday. Life was business got in the way a little bit, and I've got a crazy busy day starting at about 2 until about 11, which is good. Business is good. That's awesome.
That's good.
Not complaining. Yeah. Keep calling. Keep booking.
Well, I guess we could get right to it then. Well, actually we can't, because I'm not ready. I watched most of that. I'm a terrible teacher. I watched most of that rocket launch before I stole it and put it in our show. But I hadn't seen the landing yet, so I didn't know exactly where it was going to come. And I kept saying, okay, we're going to start at 10. I'm like, as long as I start before it gets to 10:01, and then I was going to hit it at 59 seconds, but then it was landing. I was like, okay, I'm just, as soon as it touched down, we're going to roll show, because I wanted to see it one more time.
I was so excited because it was a clear night, no clouds. And so I was all prepared to go out on my driveway and see it in real life last night. It's so cool being able to watch those. But so I'm sitting on the couch, and I must have passed out on the couch at 12:25. This thing took off at 12:30.
Yeah.
And I totally missed it. So I was glad to see the video.
Same exact thing. I mean, it was like 12:05. I was like, oh, hey, 25 minutes. I got to go outside. And then I was laying in bed, and I was like, wait, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, I missed it. Oh, well.
Yeah. Just welcoming in. Luke's in here. Susan's in here. Dave's in here. Thomas is in here.
Are you healing, Thomas?
Yeah, I just saw him the other day. He's it's moving along. Thomas had a little work done on his leg, so hope you're healing up well, and glad you're hanging out and watching.
All right, well, let's talk about how we make our money around here real quick and pay the bills. So
I don't think we can show what you do for a living. That might be against YouTube policy.
That's why I'm not on screen at the moment. NotJustCruising.com. If you're coming into the Florida area, or really anywhere, honestly, we can book your vacation to anywhere you want in the world, but we are Florida experts. And so come into Disney, come into Universal. If you want to go see a space launch, I know there's one coming up in 11 days. We can get you there. Well, I can't guarantee that I'd do my best. I would bend over backwards to do whatever it is you need. But anyway, go to notjustcruising.com. Melanie will sit on hold. She is an expert hold sitter, and she'll get those the questions that you have answered, and you don't have to sit on hold. Park hopper choppers. Once you get here into the Florida area, like like Chris was just saying, he's got some airport runs. He's got some scooters that need to be picked up. Park Hopper Choppers is Central Florida's best mobility scooter rental company. You're going to want to give them a call over there at 407-989-9618. Let Chris come pick you up from the airport and have some riveting conversation. He is a wealth of just useless Disney knowledge. I'm just saying. So, yeah, if you want to know things that other people don't know about Disney, book it over on parkhopperchopper.com and ride into town with Chris. Once you leave and you're on your way home and you realize, you know what, I didn't have that Rice Krispie treat, give Main Street Treat a jingle. We're over there at mainstreettreat.com, and we will send your treats to you right to your door. We have cookies and Krispies, and we don't. Disney does. We just go pick them up, put them in a box, and ship them out. Just like the package I'm shipping to Canada today. So yes, we are international. And on the Main Street Treat page, you'll see a tab that says Fun and Fancy Freight. Go ahead and tap that to investigate. But what you're going to find is merch from the parks. You want your Harry Potter robe or wand, or maybe you just want some Mickey ears. Go check us out at Fun and Fancy Freight, and we will get you your merch. There it is right there.
I concur.
That's how we pay the bills around here. So,
welcome in, Jesse.
yeah,
Good to see you.
welcome. In. Oh,
What do we got for weather going on? Did you see that we got some cold weather coming?
do we really?
Yeah, it looks like
honestly,
high of
that was
80.
the one thing I didn't look at this morning was the weather.
Well, it's easy to talk about. There's like no rain in the forecast right now until that day that drops to 80 as a high.
Okay.
But we've been in the 90s, and it's been very sweaty and very Florida the last few days. We've been breaking records again.
Yeah, and I think, you know what? I think yesterday was the first day that I really kind of felt the humidity show up.
Yeah.
Because and the only reason I know that the humidity showed up was because I'm looking at my temperature, gauge, which is pretty accurate in my truck, and it was saying like 87 or 88 degrees, and it felt like 1,050.
I was gonna say I thought that you felt the humidity was there because it made your hair frizzy. Is that no?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, definitely made
It happens.
Hey, got new sunglasses, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever put those on your eyes, or do they just live up there?
Right there. If I take them down, you'll see like where
Tan line.
Yeah, tan line.
Jessie said she's got some. If we want weather reports, she's our gal.
Really? Well, maybe Jesse needs to. We need to talk to Jesse.
Yeah.
Around
we need somebody to pop in and do weather. That would be amazing.
Right? And then I wouldn't have to do it.
We're always looking for people to jump on the show with us, and we don't mind anybody that's a YouTuber that wants to come in and talk about their channel and talk about Disney. If ever somebody wants to jump in, just let us know. We're here to hang out and have conversations. That's why we're here.
That
and I guess give people information.
Yeah. All right, I finally got a slide. So since I put it together, there's that weather for today, and that's current. I mean, that's the most current temperature that I've put up on screen so far, because I just pulled it off of the weatherchannel.com. So it is 78 degrees out right now. Looks like we're only going to have a high of 88 with about 976% humidity. So it's all good. All good.
Yeah, I might have to throw a sweater on. That's not bad.
Yeah. 88. 88.
Thank you, Susan, for putting all those links up. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh, so I don't know. What kind of news we got? I
got a new shirt.
There you go. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Mickey's wearing pants.
Yeah, he is. He's the only one.
Yeah. Wait, I'm wearing a Mickey shirt today.
Nice. Yours have got pants on too. That's cool.
Yeah. So we coordinated today. We didn't even know we were going to coordinate.
Yeah. But it's a fair guess because I think I have like 6 Mickey shirts.
I have I think I have 3, and I think you have all 3 of them. So anytime we go to the park and I go to wear a Mickey shirt, I'm like, okay, I don't want to wear the same one. So
Right.
which one do
Yeah,
I?
some are just the plain gray. Some of them have the black bands. Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of them.
Yep.
Yeah, Luke touched
Luke.
on something. Yep. You
Luke.
ready to
Luke,
talk
Luke
about
is
that?
Luke is in here. He's talking about the news already. I guess that's pretty exciting news, by the way.
Speaking of Luke, do we by chance can we pull up his new video?
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can do that. But why don't you talk about annual passes? Because I know you're super excited about this.
You have no idea. We've been dealing with this Pixie Pass since last July. This week we were allowed to go in the parks, but I was too busy. 2 weeks before that, 2 weeks straight, we were blacked out. Now we're blacked out again until the 17th, and I'm sick of it. I want a good pass, and so they're bringing them back. They're changing the names again, so we're not going to have the Incredipass and the Pirate Pass and the Pixie Pass and all that kind of stuff because I think that's too complicated for people. So we're going back to the old school. Biggest one is Platinum Plus, then Platinum, then Gold, then Silver, then Bronze, then
Really?
Charcoal. Yeah.
I saw it as it was still going to be Increda, Sorcerer, Pirate, and Pixie.
No, the new news yesterday is now that, and so then they also are bringing back an old pass that locals love, which is the pass is called Epcot After 4, and it is only to get you into Epcot, and it's only after 4. So when people get off of work and want to go have a drink, they can go to Epcot, and if that's the only part of the park that you like and you like going there, after work or whatever you want to do, that pass is coming back. I didn't see the price on that yet, but it's always very inexpensive. But my guess is you're going to have to pay for parking, which is a bummer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Snowing by Susan. Gross.
What? Oh, yeah. She's up there near Santa Claus. Yeah.
You got me.
Canada. Real
Put in
close.
a good word for us with the big guy, would you?
That's what I started growing this because someday I want to be like I want to be one of those I want to be a Santa Claus, a mall Santa.
I want to be an elf.
Okay, you can be my elf.
All right, I can do that.
Oh.
Yeah, so the new passes. So if you are, now don't quote me on this exact date, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. If you are DVC, the pass is open to you on the 13th. If you are not DVC, they open on the 20th, and they are limited numbers. So
Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to get them, you better be up at midnight like me, because I'm going to be on with my finger on the trigger we're trying to get the top pass so that I lied. We're going to get the one below, which is like $1,400 or $400 less per pass. And the only thing we miss out on is a week for Thanksgiving, a week for Christmas, and New Year's. And honestly, we don't really like being in the park for those days anyway, because you can't even move. And we'll be in there during Thanksgiving season and during Christmas season so that we can see all the decorations, but it just blocks out that exact week, and it's not worth it to me for $400 per pass to be frustrated with crowds.
Yeah, well, and you have a little bit more flexibility because you can meet people at the gate and
Yes,
and figure things out. Yeah, we have to make sure that we can get in
right
at all times.
One time.
Susan.
Oh yeah.
Susan. Yeah. Right. It does feel like a sauna. It's almost like, why in the world do we even shower here?
Well, I can answer that if you really need. When you know how you can tell it's really hot and humid is when you get out of the airport and you get outside and you look up at the ceiling fans and they are droopy, tired, and sad looking because they're hanging outside, and they look like wilted tulips because the humidity has warped them. That's bad. Morning, Mary. Welcome. Hi, Mary.
That's funny right there. I don't care who you are.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I don't miss the snow either, Luke. That's not true. I want to, maybe because we won't be in the parks for Christmas, maybe we can go up to Milwaukee for Christmas and enjoy a little bit of snow. But a week of snow with me goes a long way.
Yeah. I love the snow. I really do. I don't know that I want to live in it. And I don't like the like dirty snow. Like I like it when it snows and it's nice and fluffy and white and pretty. And I love going outside at night after it snows because everything is so bright. But when it
Bright and
gets
quiet.
yeah, and quiet. Yeah. Yeah. But when
The,
it gets slushy and it's a nuisance now. So
yeah, the one I don't like is when after it snows and it goes to like 30 below and you're at a gas station walking on snow and it's like crunchy and squeaky and your hand sticks to the gas pump. That's when I'm out. I'm done.
yeah.
Can't do it. Ugh,
Yeah.
that squeaky snow gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Just squeaky snow.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I'm so excited about these passes, and I'm gonna be bawling on screen if we don't get them because we've been waiting patiently. And honestly, if we don't get them on April 20th, we're only a month away from our earliest possible time to re-up our last year pass. And when we do that, we are allowed to upgrade. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that because having the pass come back, are they gonna let you upgrade early because it's coming back on the 20th? That'd be my first question. And then I had read that they were limited quantity. So are they just gonna shut it down? Like
I don't know. And here's the other thing that we don't know yet. There is no information on those new passes on which ones include free parking and which ones don't. And you know how Disneyland did it. Only their top pass has free parking. And that is a big deal because parking is expensive. And we go to the parks like 3 days a week. So that's a huge expense. So if that's the case, then we're going to have to go get the top pass because that's a lot of money that adds up on parking. I mean, think about what is parking like $30 and you do that. So that's $90 a week. Over the course of a year, that's like $5,000.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if I want to let this out of the bag. I guess, to the 9 people in here, this is a little pro tip for you. But if you have a
oh,
if you want to gamble and you've had an annual pass, sometimes you can go to the Magic Kingdom parking and you're just like annual pass and hold it up and they're like, "All right, have a good day."
well, along on that same line, just to tell you how close they pay attention to things, by mistake, I got into Magic Kingdom with my Universal Pass into the parking lot because they just look at it.
They
You
just
know,
look
and
at
I hold it up with my driver's license and I show them the back of the pass. So
oh,
it's not like it was big and yellow and said Universal. It's just the back of their pass. And so they
right.
just looked at it and said, "Go ahead."
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, when you go into ticket and transportation when you're driving, sometimes the cones and stuff are a little weird in which way you're supposed to go. And this particular day, I followed a group of cars the wrong way, and we took a left once we got in there, which actually makes you go all the way back around. So then
Yeah.
I had to go through the booth again, and we ended up in the same booth. And this time I said, "I got through here with my Universal Pass. Here's my Disney Pass."
You're
Sorry about
such an honest fella.
that. She probably thought I came all the way back around because I used the wrong pass, but in all reality, I just totally went the wrong way.
Oh
It
my
happens.
gosh.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, and it all changed because they just opened up, which it seemingly happened overnight. Like the little roads that are all open right there next to Magic Kingdom parking. Like
Yeah.
it was a construction for the longest time, looked like it was never going to be done. And it was like they came in there one night and knocked it out. And now you don't even know there was ever any construction.
Yep.
So yeah, learning the little twists and the turns because you can go in now and you can go over and to their to the speedway, the auto center across from the parking lot, so you can get Coke products. They don't have any Mountain Dew in there, so I don't like it. But
Yeah.
um
Uh,
and just to clarify, I do have an annual pass, so I mean, technically, I mean, it's fine. But I just think it's funny that when you go through those turnstiles, some of them I have had a couple people that a couple cast members that are sticklers that are like, I mean,
Yes.
like because what I usually do is I just hold my phone up because what if you don't know, so there's like technology. I can't even begin to explain it, but there's
What is
technology
that thing?
in the phone. What?
What is that thing you have in your hand?
A phone. So I just hold it and they have a machine that they put on it and then they communicate with each other and it just tells them, hey, yep, they have a pass. And that's how I get into the parks. I don't even have a magic band uh done, but um so usually I'm just holding my phone up, but the sticklers, they'll be like, oh no, it's not reading. You need to pull up the pass. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be a Disney trainer, but I know you're new here, and
Oh no.
I do this every day.
I had no idea that you were a treasured guest.
I can be. I can. I just I I, uh I have like a short, I wouldn't say short fuse, but um incompetence. And and I'm super nice. I am super nice until they start getting mean. And I had one guy out of all. Now I have to say most cast members are very nice. They, and they're like, oh, I didn't know that, or something like that. But this one guy, I mean, he was trying to tell me what to do, and I was trying to nicely educate him because I'm an educator. And he's like, "Don't tell me how to do my job. Just have a good day." So he
Well,
didn't
can
even
you
scan my pass
imagine?
either.
Yeah, I mean, but can you imagine how much crap they have to deal with on a daily basis? You know what I mean? So case in point, I had an airport pickup last night, and this guy, this is like the fourth time we picked him up and dropped him off. He's here all the time, and so he's always in Terminal B, and he's always at stop 32, which is when you first pull into the terminal to pick people up. It's the very first one,
Okay.
and because it's a smoking section, and he smokes, so he gets off the plane, he smokes, he's over there. But they have like cones set up, so in order to get to him, I kind of went around the cones and then backed up along the curb to where he was, and the security guard lost her mind because I think she thought I was trying to like hide back there and wait for somebody to get off an airplane. And she is screaming at me at the top of her lungs to move forward and keep going. And I popped the trunk and I opened the door and she's screaming. And I turned around and I pointed at the guy that we pick up all the time. And I said, he's right here. And she goes, oh, okay, have a good day. But she was like so, so mad.
They can
Like,
get aggressive.
right, I'm good. I'm here every day. I'm like, we're good here. It's just
Oh
amazing.
my.
Oh, and one more thing I want to talk about that I saw last night that was a little nerve-wracking because I don't love it, the idea. But so we left French Quarter last night, I think around 10:30. When we were dropping him off, we went by and there was a squad car right on World Drive, right after you drive underneath the Disney sign and you start coming into where you start splitting off.
Yeah.
And there was just a cop out there with his lights on, and bless you, good job on the mute, nice work. So it turns out on the way back, he was getting ready to block traffic because they're going to close some lanes. So they had 3 cranes out there, and they were hooked to one of the purple signs, and it looked really nice. But I'm pretty sure because they're switching to blue, so I'm
Right.
pretty sure that today there's going to be a blue sign there. But I'm surprised because the only ones that they've replaced were the faded ones up until this point. Because this one looked in really nice shape to the point where I was like, are they putting that in or taking that out? So I guess I'll find out tonight.
Yeah.
What do you think about the purple versus blue?
The new signs are hard to see for me,
Yeah,
but
I like the purple signs.
they are updated. They do, they do look new. And you know, the old signs were a little bit dated, a little bit 80s.
Yeah, I can wrap my head around that. And it's the same thing when they painted the arches when you first pull in, everybody lost their mind.
Yeah.
You know, everybody does. Change freaks us all out for a little bit, and then we love the new thing. And when they change the new thing that we just fell in love with, then we're mad again. So, I mean, there's definitely no pleasing Disney people. We all have an opinion.
I like good change. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, you know, I mean, the castle I think was an amazing good change.
Yes.
You know, I don't think they're going to go back to the original. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Um I don't know what's going to linger from the 50th, but I don't, if I'd probably just throw it all out and just go 50th what? We celebrate? No, I don't remember. But the castle looks really good. And I like all the statues. So I
Yeah.
hope that doesn't go away.
Yeah, well, everything's starting to unfold. I saw a video the other day. Disney actually shot video of them removing the Big 50 medallion from the front of the castle, and boy, was that thing way bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
That thing was huge. It was like 10 feet tall. It didn't look that big I mean, yeah, castle's big, and it's all that forced perspective and all that kind of stuff. So it's always kind of hard to tell. But holy crap, I want to know that could be like a really cool dance floor if you put that down on the ground and put a sheet of glass over it or something. That'd be pretty sweet,
Maybe it'll show up in Lakeland.
right? They'd have to cut a hole through the roof to get it in there, but
Right?
yeah,
Yeah, let's see.
yeah, I agree, Susan. Some people are just a little over the top. And again, I'm not even blaming her because I don't know what she went through 5 minutes before that. But even before I pulled up, the ride I was picking up texted me and said, "There's a crazy security guard up here." So I had warning. she,
So
she
he
had been
knew
unloading
already.
for a while.
He was setting you up. He's like, I'm gonna hang out over here because I know she's gonna yell at him, and this is gonna be
Right. Totally set up. Oh my gosh.
shoot.
Good times.
Well, let's
Um,
see. I have a couple things of news. Just to bounce in and out. We can always come back to something, but to do I saw this story yesterday. It's kind of exciting for me, I think. I don't know about you. I know you're now on the Mandalorian kick. Are you
got
are
that
you
right.
caught up yet to the current season, or
I am not. I had other stuff I had to catch up on. So we watched
that's way
season
too
1 and 2 completely.
Okay. Well, you need to get caught up because this last week's episode was I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it was a good episode or not, but um I really like some cameos that came in. So
That's cool.
and they're non-Star Wars, like I mean they've never been in Star Wars before that I know of. But yeah, no, I was super
Did
excited.
Pee Wee Herman make a surprise appearance?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
That's when I might disown Star Wars. So 3 new movies are coming out. 3 different directors. So James Mangold will direct a pre-Old Republic film about the origins of the Force.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. We might I mean that's going to be like pre Phantom Menace. Like I mean this is going to be old, like way back in time. So we'll get like a whole new group of characters. There's not going to be any Skywalker or,
Right.
Obi-Wan. We might get a Yoda appearance possibly. I don't know how, I don't know how far back they're talking, but I think Yoda was like, what, 700 years old or something.
Yeah, he didn't look a day over 600 though. He was
No.
eating right.
Oh, so yeah, no, I'm excited about that. This was talked about years ago. And when I'm talking like 6-7 years ago, I was talking to a Star Wars friend of mine, and we were talking about that they were going to be making some movies that were prequels, and kind of the origins of the Force, and then that kind of went away because um and that was before Filoni and Favreau. So then it kind of went to the wayside that we weren't going to talk about Jedi anymore, and the Force was not going to be a part of it. It was going to be more all these other like characters and worlds. And so I was kind of disappointed when they were going to get away, but so it's coming back. I like that, Filoni and Favreau are like they're focused in. They know what Star Wars is. They know what the Star Wars community wants. Um, I think we're on a good path. Filoni is going to direct a film that's going to fit somewhere between The Mandalorian and The Force Awakens. So if you don't know, Mandalorian sits like after Return of the Jedi ish. I mean, it can't be too long because Boba Fett fits in there as well, and Boba Fett crawls himself out of the Sarlacc pit. So, oh shoot, you probably haven't watched Boba Fett yet.
Nope. Before I got to interrupt you because there's something really news breaking right now. Luke said that there's a 100th exclusive Lego coming. Did you see what it is? Is it a new castle? Because maybe it is what the castle is going to look like.
Oh well, we've got to look this up. 100.
Yeah.
What is it?
100th exclusive Lego set. What are they releasing for us? Because I gotta get it.
Right?
Mary said, "Thank you, Luke."
Yeah. Well, we're gonna reward Luke here in a little bit because we have a we have a segment. We have a food segment today, y'all.
Sweet.
So, yeah, I'm pretty
I
excited.
don't know if you can hear my stomach, but I didn't eat breakfast, and it sounds like a fish tank down there. So this is going to make things worse.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a little hungry myself.
No spoilers, Susan. Thank you.
Yeah, I was trying not to spoil anything. I don't see Luke.
It's probably not on the site yet. Oh, did you just check Lego site or did you just Google it?
I mean, I'm just Googling like the I see. What do we got here? What do we got? All right, so I'm seeing some exclusive characters.
Are they the Fab Five? Because if they are, that means it's a castle.
No, it's Oswald. You know what? I'll just pull this down. Let me just pull this down here so that we can all shop together. So, there's Oswald, Steamboat. What's her name there? Snow White.
What's her name?
and who's that? Tinkerbell? I think that's Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, I see characters.
Are you a big fan of what's her name?
I in Once Upon a Time, she was kind of cool. I mean, I like the dwarves. It's hard to watch Snow White because I feel like all the other. I mean, there's not a lot of talking. First of all, in the film, but when there is talking from her, it's hard.
Do you think they should do a live action Seven Dwarfs?
I think it'd be awesome.
Right.
Although I mean, that's totally contrary to what I've said in the recent past in my like, why in the world are we doing all these live actions? But I think Snow White maybe should have been the first live action.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we kind of had this story like the Huntsman, right? Wasn't that a Snow White story?
Yeah, but it was his own. I mean, it wasn't like word for word like the other live action.
No, that's what I'm saying. So we had some like other stories, like Maleficent is a live action, but it's a totally different story. So I love those. I do. I love those films. Snow White and the Huntsman. I thought it was a great film. But I can see a like a word for word. Well, no, they're gonna actually have to add some words, I think. Because like I just said, there's just not a lot of talking. There's not a lot of dialogue in Snow White. So I think they would have to expand upon the story just a little bit, but maybe keep the keep the foundation, keep the outline the same, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Look through a link up there. It looks like a package of minifigs.
Oh, let's see if I can't click on it there. Oh no. Oh, it's the minifigs. So
Yeah.
it's probably what I just showed on screen, right?
No, those are brickheads, is what you just showed.
Oh, those. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, okay.
I miss doing that too, Susan. Eventually, when we get the studio set up, we're gonna pop back on Legacy and do some builds because it's fun just to hang out
That's coming.
and kind of BS and just build Lego. I love doing that.
All right. Well, speaking of Lego, finishing up my my Star Wars news.
Oh, sorry. I got excited, man. It's Lego.
Hey, I'm pretty excited too, actually, and I know you're way more excited about Lego than I am. I mean, I love Legos. I don't know. I don't take a lot of time. I was telling Melanie this the other day. All right. Well, here. Okay. Just real quick. There's a sequel coming that Daisy Ridley is going to be in, and she's bringing back Rey. And it's like, well, it's going to be called New Jedi Order. So that's the end of my Star Wars news right there. So a sequel, a mid, and a prequel. I love it that it's not going to be a trilogy, and it sounds like it's going to be 3 original stories coming to you from the Star Wars universe. So I'm excited.
You better say hi to your wife.
What? My wife is in the house. Hello. Welcome in. Hello, hello.
Hi, Mel.
All right.
I'm excited for all that too. It's
yeah. Oh yeah. So I don't have a hobby. Like this is my hobby right here. This is it. This is what I got. My hobby is like I like to organize my studio and rebuild it and change things up and then come on screen and have fun with all my friends in here in YouTube land. I mean, this is my hobby.
Yeah. I don't get to do it as much as I like to, but when I get to sit down and do some Lego, I just get to shut my brain off and accomplish something. Is what the happy place is for me. When you're done, you can see what you built, and it just calms me a little bit.
Yeah, I need that. Maybe
Yeah, you do.
Maybe I'll get that Falcon.
Oh man,
I would enjoy doing that.
It is huge.
Okay. Oh,
I see what you got. I see what you got posted to talk about next.
Oh well, I was sifting through, but I'm trying to find the actual material, the article that I was reading. Yeah. Okay, so we will come here, but
special edition Disney car. Luke is pulling up all kinds of weird stuff. Disney's making a car.
What?
He said
I did see that. Yes, from Hyundai. I was actually going to clip that out. I need to go find that. I'll find that. Indiana Jones. We talked about this the other day, but there was a new Dial of Destiny poster and trailer revealed at Star Wars Celebration. So,
what did we call it?
What?
What did we call it instead of Dial of Destiny?
Oh,
I can't remember now, but
it was something about Harrison Ford being old and unable to do it anymore.
Yeah, what's the button that you push around your neck when you fall down?
Oh yeah, the life alert.
Yes.
Oh
boy.
Wow. Okay, yeah, the poster. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love Harrison Ford. And from what I've seen from the trailers, I mean he's still very capable.
Yeah. At least they make it look like it. So
yeah. Luke apologized for interrupting, but he could just jump on here and have some conversation with us.
He could. You know what? Since we're talking about Luke, over and over and over again here, why don't we let's break for snack identification. We're gonna show here in just a moment what it is that Luke does, and bring a new segment to the show. So here we go. But
We
before
can name this. Let's name
Oh.
this segment "Cooking with Luke Won't Make You Puke."
Cooking with Luke won't make you puke. I like it. I like it. Before we get to Luke, though, we want to thank our sponsors. Oh, oops.
On that note,
That's my whole desktop. Let's it's like I need a producer. Notjustcruising.com. Notjustcruising.com. If you're planning your trip here to Florida, you are going to want to visit notjustcruising.com. We are the Florida experts. If you're planning your vacation somewhere else in the world, visit notjustcruising.com anyway, because we will sit on hold and get the answers that you need to make your vacation. Oh, look at that. We're sponsored by notjustcruising.com. Good job. That's good teamwork right there.
that's how we roll.
So yeah, go check us out. Melanie loves to wait on hold and get all those answers for you so that you don't have to worry about it. You just show up on vacation and actually have a vacation. Not Just Cruising will help you to have that vacation. Next, Park Hopper Choppers, Central Florida's best mobility scooter rental company. You're going to want to pick up one of those scooters to roll around in the park with. But before you even get to the park, you're going to want picked up at the airport. And Chris is an amazing conversationalist. He'll have a lot of fun with you. It'll be a memorable moment. And if you got that red eye that you're coming into Florida all the way from the West Coast, he will definitely wake you up and get you ready for the day. So visit parkhopperchoppers.com, parkhopperchopper.com, soon parkhopperchoppers.com. But you can give him a call over there, 407-989-9618. And then go over there and check out Main Street Treat. We were just in the park yesterday picking up some treats. So, and the day before. We pick up treats all the time because they are fresh. We pick them up, we bring them home, put them in a box, ship them out the door. So we get these treats to you fresher and quicker than anybody out there. Go visit mainstreettreat.com for your park treats. And then Fun and Fancy Freight is a tab on the Main Street Treat page where you're going to get your merch. So go and get your treats and merch over there on mainstreettreat.com. That is the sponsors of our show. Those are they sponsor everything. So just like this next segment we're going to put up here. Yeah, there you go.
So I just noticed while you were doing that I actually had two microphones on. Was I sounding weird that whole time?
No, not at all.
Because the laptop microphone was on as well as my AirPods, so that's a little odd.
Wonder because you're not in the stream. You're not added in the stream, so we were fine.
Oh, okay. So it didn't matter. That makes sense.
It didn't matter. Hey, let's go check a look. I actually saw the beginning of this video. I haven't seen the whole thing, so hopefully it doesn't drop me bombs or something at the end. But let's watch some turkey legs.
Spicy!
go over and check out Luke's channel, Spicy Production.
I would like to say that we do not condone smoking up the joint, nor do we condone Taylor Swift jokes. But other than that, thank you so much, Luke. Seriously, go check out his channel. He does some really good stuff, and he's starting to do some Disney-based foods for us. So if you didn't see his cheeseburger spring roll that you can make at home, go check that out, and check this one out. And soon, he's going to be making us my favorite Disney meal.
Oh, yes. What is that going to
Yeah, Ronto wraps.
be? Ooh, oh yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, so go check that out. Luke, that was really good though. Those looked amazing.
Yeah, I was a little worried, like the one thing that could be poisonous in there.
Right.
We had to have a PSA. I don't know, it makes those turkey legs all the better. I want to go try one today. I did want to
Thunder
commend you.
Road,
I
thanks
saw
for
that
the
you're
subscription.
what's that?
I said Thunder Road, thank you for your subscription to the channel.
Oh, welcome. Your Traeger. Well, how do you like your Traeger? I love Traegers. I don't have one currently because I sold it before we moved out of Texas, but I love that smoker. It's the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, I'm super hungry now.
Yeah, I'm ready to go rock and roll on something, but I guess I'll stick around and hang out with you for a little bit longer.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, some people are sensitive to nitrates. Yeah, I think I might be. I know I'm sensitive to a little bit of MSG. So,
and corrective criticism.
No, I'm not sensitive. I accept when I've made a mistake. We won't talk about that. Let's see. Oh yeah, they're great. I mean, all I did was I could tear mine apart and fix it and put it back together. I love it. So 15 years ago, so you probably still have the ones that were made in Wilsonville before they sold out. So yeah, Traeger was right in my backyard right there in Oregon when we lived there.
And this segment was brought to you by Traeger, who hopefully is putting a check in the mail.
Right, exactly. if they're paying attention, hey, you know what? On day one, we were talking about how Florida Vacation Network was not just about Disney, that we were, all inclusive of all of Florida, and so we hit the space today. We got that space launch in. I hope y'all like that, by the way. I enjoyed. Well, I enjoy it all the time. Every time I know that there's a space launch, I try to watch it. Last night, like Chris and I said, we both fell asleep, so we didn't get to see it. I was actually going to call you at 10 o'clock and go, "Hey, you ready to jump in the car?"
I would have said no because I was at French Quarter.
Yeah. I almost went. I was going to go, but it was kind of busy. So, but in the near future, we will be at some of these things and get some vlog footage if it's not between the hours of 10 a.m. and noon. Or if it's going to launch, then hopefully we'll be down there for the festivities. I was looking at tickets for that, though. Have you ever looked at tickets to go to a launch?
No.
Yeah, it's not cheap. Now I know how they pay for all that rocket fuel.
Right, and the $10,000 bolt.
Yeah, so to get in, where was that? To get into the it's called, what is it called? Oh my gosh, where I had it up here.
Kennedy Space Center.
Well, yes, but there's launch tickets. Here it is. Let me see. So launch tickets. Nope, that's not it. Well, I
think I would probably just watch it from Coco.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'll definitely do that for sure. But someday I want to go in and actually do the whole thing.
Yeah.
What is it called? It's called like the burn package or something. Dang it. I wish I wouldn't have closed that window. So if you get the burn package or whatever, it's like, you're so close that you're going to feel the heat, right?
Uh-huh.
There's like, I don't know, snacks that are included, and you get a day pass that you can use in the future in the Kennedy Space Center if you don't already have, the passes or the annual pass or whatever. But then the one thing when I was reading on there is that if you go to the launch, because there's a good chance that the launch is scrubbed. So
Oh yeah.
there's a warning on there before you buy the tickets that says, if your travel plans are inflexible, maybe not.
Right. It
Because
happens a lot.
you could show up. I mean, it's kind of like the what was it? The Artemis was like what, scrubbed 3 times or 2 times,
Yeah.
and that was
I
a
mean, we're
historic one right there. So people came from all over to see that, and they
yes.
got here and then they didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming to Florida, the land of lightning. So storms pop up all the time. And so it feels like it's a 50-50 shot on whether or not they're going to launch. So,
Right.
yeah, but
Mm.
yeah, we have season passes to Kennedy Space Center. We've been there a bunch. And if you haven't, go check it out. There's so much history in there, good and bad, of NASA. And, just not bad. I mean, sad stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just a lot of really good history, and there is a full real space shuttle in the building and a full real um, Atlas rocket, right? What was the big one that they used to go to the moon on?
Apollo?
Apollo, yeah.
Yeah.
They have a full size one, real one in a building as well. It's amazing to check that stuff out and see the actual size of these things. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. I haven't been to Kennedy yet. Maybe we need to plan that for a weekend coming up here.
Yeah.
But I haven't been to Kennedy yet. I've been to Houston, and they had a building, they had a full-size rocket in it. They didn't have a shuttle at Houston that I know of. We actually got there kind of late. We didn't anticipate that they closed at like 5, so we or 6 or something like that. So we kind of took our time getting to Houston. By the time we got there, we had like 45 minutes. So we bought tickets to the tour, which allowed us to stay a little bit later. So we spent like 20 minutes. We walked through their exhibit in the main building, and then we got in line and went on the tour and got to go into like where they would have been sitting, and they got the call, Houston, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, and we've got a big moon launch coming. They're
yeah.
going to go slingshot around the moon. It's the first time we're going to be that close in a real long time. So we're getting close to putting people back on the moon. It's really exciting. I am so excited to see that. And with the technology that we have now and the video cameras and the live stuff that we can do, I'm so excited. I hope that they go somewhere near where they landed before so they can point a camera at the stuff that's already up there and disprove all the naysayers that say we never went. Because
Right.
if we can land up there live and walk over to a rover and a flag and say, see,
Right.
that'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
No. I mean, there's a lot of stuff up there. I mean, we went to the moon more than you really think. I mean, we were up there
Oh yeah.
doing a bunch of stuff, and then we ended up leaving a bunch of stuff up there. And I think somebody else was up there too. I can't remember, but yeah, no, I'm excited to be back. I mean, I don't think there's a lot to be learned from the moon, but just the fact that we're gonna go back and I don't know, maybe try to figure out if we can build something. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna
Well,
happen.
and it's all practice to go to Mars.
Yeah.
And we are going to learn some stuff from Mars. We're already learning things from there with our rovers that we're sending. And I think it gives our country a lot of pride when we do stuff like this. It puts people's passion back in the country when we can accomplish big things. And we
Yep.
haven't accomplished many big things lately. So it's nice to get back on track with that. That's how I
Yep.
feel.
I agree. I mean, I love the 80s, and the shuttle. I was actually reading like a little. I was reading somebody's story as I was looking for space launch stuff, and they'd been to all of the shuttle launches, and they'd actually moved away, and they came back for, I think, is it the Atlantis that was the last one, or was it
Yeah.
Discovery? No, Atlantis.
I think it was Atlantis.
Yeah, so they'd actually come back for that launch just so that they could say they've been at all of them. So,
Wow.
yeah, I think it's like it's like when we lived in San Antonio. There was a neighborhood that we would drive through, and I know this is a far fetch, but there was a neighborhood we would drive through, and there were deer everywhere. And I loved driving through the neighborhood. It didn't matter. I could drive through there every single day of the week and see deer, and I was like, as excited as the first time. Like, I love to see deer. It's like going across Seven Seas Lagoon. Like, when I get on the ferry, and that's what I told Melanie. I said, once that excitement goes away, then I know it's time to move from Florida. But so far, every time I get on that ferry and I look across and I see the castle, I'm like, okay, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the excitement, and the same goes for the rocket launches. Like, I wish I was kind of more in tune with them, so that I wouldn't go to sleep and miss it every time. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love that rocket launch and the exploration that we're doing.
Yeah, there's so much stuff like that down here. For me, it's really driving under the Disney World sign, getting on property. It raises the heart rate a little bit, and it just it's nostalgic, and but then we have the new stuff that there's always, especially it's not just Disney. There's a new coaster going up in SeaWorld, and we get to see the progress of that, and we're going to be able to ride it the first day it's open. They're going to be breaking ground on a new resort. Universal is working on Epic Universe. There's so many things to always be waiting for. And Disney knows, make them wait 4 years and you'll really build anticipation for one coaster.
Oh, all right. Well, we're going to talk about all of that and more when we come back. We're at the top of the hour. Just so well, anyway. We'll be back here in just
I wonder if people don't realize what that. I know that Susan knows what it is, but that in the intro, that tube full of vegetables. I don't know how else to describe it, but that's in Space 220. Yeah, Space 220, right? The restaurant by Mission Space.
Yeah. I have not been there yet. Every time I go to do that, there's no reservations. So
yeah, we got lucky. We just walked up and said, "You got room for two?" And they said, "Absolutely," and headed up there. But and I wouldn't do the dinner again. I mean, it's a very cool setting, but for me, the food was overpriced. I felt it's definitely, you want to do it once just so you can see the place, but you can just go up there and have drinks and like an appetizer and sit at the bar. I didn't realize you could do that and that you didn't have to pay because I want to say it was like $75 a person, and then plus drinks on top of that, or something like that for the actual
Wow.
meal.
Wow.
It's not cheap, and maybe Susan will correct me on that if she's still in here. But yeah, Jesse said you guys have mail,
We have mail. Did Traeger reach out already?
right? Are we getting grills,
Yeah, that's awesome.
or is it weather? I think it's weather.
We have mail. I don't even know where to check our mail.
I know, right?
Since you're talking about restaurants, so we've this empty nesting thing. We haven't had our son in the house since Friday, and we haven't eaten dinner in our house for a while. we keep going and trying, different things and going back to some new places or some old places, some favorites. Let's see.
I'm so jealous of this one. This has always been my favorite restaurant that you went to, and I'm so sad it's going away.
Yeah. So last night we said, well, I don't know. We still have like 7 days. So we went to Trails End over there at the Wilderness Campground, and yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah, and it's served family style now. Back in the day before COVID, it was all huge buffet, and it was just one of those places that it's so good that you eat yourself into pain.
Yeah.
I
mean, now that I'm older, like I know how to pace myself, and I thought I was pacing myself until we walked out the door, and I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do?
Yeah.
It was that
Yeah.
last bite of parfait.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. So Trails End is like, I don't know, 45 miles away from the front bus stop, if you drive there. So it's not like you can just limp out to your car and leave.
Yeah.
You have a journey ahead of you. You got to go find a bus and take the bus up to the front and then go find your car. And so you're just walking it off whether you like to or not.
Right. Yeah, no.
It's so good though.
Yeah, I was excited to do it one more time, and have you had their is it their smoked turkey drink there?
Like the old fashioned?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was there. It was very delicious. So
yeah, it's tough to go wrong with an old fashioned. We Rob and I are connoisseurs of old fashions, and we actually have an Instagram
we do.
called Old Fashioned Passion. And if you're into those, go check that out, because we take pictures of where you can get really good old fashions all over Central Florida. We like to venture out and try new ones from different places, and still one of the most basic is still my favorite, from Hole in the Wall at Raglan Road. There's a big old chunk of candied bacon in it, and it's just amazing for a drink that comes in a plastic cup. It does not disappoint.
Yeah, I mean, that's in my top 5. My favorite is Wine Bar George.
Yeah, that one's really good too. And what's the place at Grand Floridian?
Oh yes,
the something Rose. I'm drawing a blank now, but that one is really good too.
Yep.
Enchanted Rose.
Enchanted Rose. There you go.
Yeah. So go check that out if you're into that, because we are.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, well, I thought I was going to try to pull up the Instagram, but apparently it didn't work.
Jesse went to a bar and they didn't know how to make an old fashioned. And
what?
That
how? So, okay, Jesse, you got to give me that bartender's name or the bar, because if you're a bartender, that's the original cocktail.
Yeah, and if you don't know how to do it, I'm glad that they said they didn't, because the people that fake it and put soda in there and all kinds of things, and
wait, what are you saying? I didn't do it right?
No. Like, no, like sometimes people make them with like Sprite and like mostly Sprite, and that's I don't know. I'd rather you don't attempt it if you don't know how. It's kind of like a good martini or a good Bloody Mary. If you don't know what you're doing, just stay away.
Yeah, somebody gave me a recipe. They passed down a recipe one time, and they were like, like a 50-50 Coke Sprite mixture, and your bourbon. And I'm like, huh?
Right?
Okay.
That's not
Um,
right.
I'm not sure that's how they were doing it in the old West when the cocktail was created.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, Trails End though, it's an iconic place. You know, you can sit out on the porch right there on a rocking chair, and
Yeah.
after dinner have your old fashioned and look out over the lake and watch the boat come and go and take people to Magic Kingdom and all of the to spend some time and stroll around and look at how people decorate their campers and how they decorate their golf carts is amazing.
Right.
People go all out. It's like a parade every night. They have lights all over them and stereos and you know, they're all themed up. There's always somebody out there with a Mater golf cart, and it is the coolest thing. And it's always for sale, but nobody buys it, and they're there with it all the time. I think they want like $9,500 for this golf cart, but it is done really well. It's super cool.
Nice. Susan, an old fashioned is bourbon, bitters, simple syrup. You can then you improvise, like, so you
Yeah.
put a cherry, well, typically a cherry, and then you squeeze a little orange rind over it, and then but you know, it's done differently, but it's a very simple drink, very simple, um, and and you got to use the right ice. Like, there's only a few places that actually use the correct ice. A lot of people are
Yeah.
lazy and just scoop in some cocktail ice, but you got to have some big clear ice so that you
Well,
don't
and
water it down too much.
yeah, that's the whole point. Is if you have one big brick of ice, it doesn't melt so fast and it doesn't water down the drink because that's what ruins it. Is you can't just let it marinate there for a half an hour. You gotta get down on that thing, otherwise it loses the flavor. Plus, you know, smoking it is some people
Oh
like
yeah,
their old fashioned smoked and some people don't. I like both, but
yeah,
and it depends on what wood you use to smoke it, and it's very pinky out kind of stuff.
yeah. And it depends on how long you smoke it. Um, yeah, I didn't particularly enjoy the Hard Rock old fashioned. It was um it was a
No.
little bit smoky. I felt like I was licking the wood in the campfire. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
I do like it smoked, Jesse. Just not not
I
not
think
bad smoked.
I'm pretty sure that Hard Rock, because you can do it a couple different ways. You can smoke the glass and then pour the drink into it, or you can pour the drink into it and then smoke the drink. I think that Hard Rock did both. I think they smoked the glass and smoked the drink and dropped a cigarette in there and handed it over to us and said, "How's that?"
Oh,
It was choking. I thought we were gonna set
delicious.
the smoke alarms off.
Yeah, delicious, delicious. I smelled that drink coming from across the room.
Yeah.
Oh, you were
All
saying
right, we gotta.
earlier about Tron. Tron just opened up 3 days ago officially, and I haven't been into the park to go ride it. I was supposed to. I had reservations on Tuesday. Is that Tuesday it opened up? But I didn't make it in. So um, I don't know. Comment if you've ridden it. I mean, you might have wrote it in the soft preview. Maybe you wrote it in a cast preview, or maybe you've ridden it in the last 3 days. But I'm excited to go ride it. I like the movie. I like that thing, that like genre, but I haven't wrote it yet.
Yeah, I'm excited to ride it. Disney's not excited for me to ride it. I didn't get my soft open pass, even though I'm a pass holder, and I'm basically blacked out until they feel like I'm good enough to come ride that thing. So we don't know. I have to. I've written letters. I'm pretty sure they've gone unopened into a shredder, and they just don't want me to ride that thing. I don't know why.
Oh, I can't believe. I mean, the pass holder thing. I can't believe they're making it so difficult. But then I get to thinking and where the park is, you know, you think that everything is operational and back up. But I have a little list. Obviously, we know Splash Mountain is gone here in Walt Disney
Wait,
World.
what?
Yeah, Splash Mountain. There's no more Splash Mountain.
Ooh.
In Disneyland though, I think you still have a few days, like May something.
Did I
Uh,
miss the whole thing about Disneyland? I didn't realize that they were changing that one as well. I kind of figured, but I didn't.
oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Disneyland is going away. Somebody probably will put it in the chat. I think it might be May 17th or something like that. But here in Disney World, Walt Disney World, you got Tiana's Bayou, they're doing that. So Splash Mountain's out. Epcot, Tokyo Dining is closed. Here we go. This is what Florida Vacation Network's all about. So if you're coming in to vacation, if you're going to Disney, I know this is all Disney stuff, but you can plan accordingly. Tokyo Dining, which I didn't realize this was closed, but it's closed for refurbishment over in Epcot until summer.
wow.
Rock and Roller Coasters out until summer. But this is one. So Voyage of Little Mermaid in Hollywood Studios has not been reopened. Like it's just sitting there. I mean, that's like a whole little section of park that's not getting a lot of draw of people.
Wait a
So,
minute. You said Hollywood Studios,
so
Little Mermaids and Magic Kingdom.
little no, I think this is talking about the ride that's over next to like Docking Bay. So when you go in and you get to you get to the Chinese Theater or Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and you take a right.
I thought that was just a meet and greet. No, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought
Oh,
the actual ride is in Magic Kingdom when you go back toward like Barnstormer and you take a left way back there. It's over there
oh yeah, there's that one too.
because that's the actual ride. Is the one that's
Well,
in
this
Magic
is
Kingdom.
this is talking Disney. Let's see, this is talking Hollywood Studios. So I don't have a picture for it. I don't know, but it's not open and it hasn't reopened since the pandemic. So wherever it's at, it doesn't matter. It's not open. Blizzard Beach, as you've talked before, Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon kind of bounce back and forth. So so far, those two parks aren't open together. Let's see what else. I guess that's
Jesse said May 6th for Splash.
May 6th. Okay, I knew it was May. Okay, the ride is in Magic Kingdom. I don't know why it's under the Hollywood Studios. So the Hollywood Studios part is a meet and greet.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
No, Luke said it's a show.
Oh, it's a show. Okay. Well, it's not
I've never
open
been
either.
in that one.
If you walk around, and that was just a short list. Like I think that there's more that's not open. So as we walk through the park and we're like, oh my gosh, it's so packed. Well, there's a lot of stuff that's still needing to open to spread some people out. And it's kind of like they're purposefully pushing people together.
Yeah. So speaking of pushing people together, have you been to Epcot recently? I haven't been there in a couple of weeks, but I'm curious how construction's going because man, I am ready for that to be done.
Yes, I have not been there. I need to step away for a second and let my dog out. So you've got the show. You're at the helm for a minute.
This will be easy. Hi. Just reading up on some comments and stuff here. Give me 1 second. So Susan, you saw the building. So you're talking about the show, right? So you're talking about the building that has the show at Hollywood Studios? Because I know we were just on Voyage of the Little Mermaid, the ride at Magic Kingdom just a couple weeks ago. So they must be talking about the show that is closed, I believe. Yeah. What do you guys want to talk about? I'm ready for whatever. I don't have the helm, so I can't even bring up slides or anything because that's all on his end. I only have my laptop open. So please don't everybody disappear. He'll be back. And we'll have more stuff to talk about. But yeah. So I know what I can talk about. Hopefully, I'm not sure if you got the footage in yet, but recently we did get a bunch of footage of SeaWorld and got some footage of the new ride, which is called Pipeline. That one's going to be opening pretty soon, and we get a sneak peek at that one because SeaWorld actually likes us and wants us to ride their stuff. So hopefully, if we don't have it ready today, hopefully on Monday, because I think we're going to go there this weekend too, we can have some more footage of SeaWorld. But we did some video of the Orca show and got some footage of that new coaster, which is a stand-up coaster. So it's like you're surfing. So that's why it's called Pipeline, because it's, you know, goes upside down and all kinds of stuff. And it's looking pretty cool. Now, when it comes to SeaWorld rides, you're more talking less, there isn't theming like Disney. When, you know, I mean, it is just a coaster glued to the ground. But they're really good ride experiences. Hey, Pete, welcome in. And they're a lot of fun. It's more like Six Flags, but still the park is more themed than that. It's kind of like an in between Six Flags and Disney or Universal, but way lower crowd levels and cheaper passes, and they are much more appreciative of their pass holders. So hopefully, I don't know. Did you get a chance to put any of that in the slideshow, Rob?
Well, thanks for calling me out. I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't get, you know. Anyway, no, that would be a no. Good morning, Pete. Welcome in. Everybody else say good morning, so I figured I have to say good morning too. Okay, not that I was forced. I really appreciate you being in here.
You're backpedaling pretty hard. Make sure you're looking behind you.
No, one of the things that I do like about SeaWorld, you know, in some of their rides, not all of them, obviously, but the theming is not like character themed. It's like more like the one that I remember in San Antonio, and I think it's here, is like the rescue. It's themed as in like you're on a mission to go rescue animals in the ocean or something like that. Ocean. I don't remember. Anyway.
I don't think we have that one.
Oh, well, they had it in San Antonio. So
gotcha. Yeah, I think this new one, I think, makes 6 big coasters. They've got Manta and I don't remember now. I'm looking at Mary, but she's
not helping.
What are the coaster names at SeaWorld? Kraken, Icebreaker.
Oh, Icebreaker, yeah.
That one's really cool.
Yep.
I can't remember the really tall one. She'll think of it, but yeah, they're really good ride experiences. And then they have the Sky Tower, which is, you know, just a huge elevator with a donut around a pole that you go all the way up and you get a good view of Central Florida. That, just so everybody's aware, yeah, Sky Tower. That, just so you're aware, you do pay extra unless you are a premium pass holder, and then you can go on there for free, and whatever people are with you go on there for free. But it's not much. It's like $2 or $5 or something. But the view is amazing. It's air conditioned, and it's all enclosed, so you're not like out in the wind or anything. It looks like a big old drop ride, but it's not. It's just a big elevator to get a good view.
And you like that?
I do, and I'm terrified of heights.
You don't like to stand up. Like
there's seats.
No, I mean, just standing up is too high for you.
Yeah, I get a nosebleed sometimes if I do it too quickly.
Step up on a curb, you're like, well, this is.
Yeah, I'm not good with heights. That's why I don't spend a ton of time on the death buckets.
Yeah,
especially during the day. It's easier at night.
Yeah, I don't like heights either. I found that this one trip we were in France, and I was taking Dramamine because we were on a tour, and we were on a tour bus, and so I get motion sickness, and I was taking Dramamine, and I don't know, I need to test this, but so my fear of heights, I think, and I don't know if you're the same, but is like when I get up to the edge, I almost feel like my body wants to like jump. It's so weird. I don't know. Yeah.
So
Susan,
you
my
think your
son
body
hates
has you have a self-destruct button built in there somewhere that you keep nudging a little bit.
I must. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be this like jump. But anyway, so I was taking Dramamine, because we were riding on this bus, and we go to this lookout, and it was beautiful. There's this old like city across the valley, and then there's this like just place where you could stand and you could take pictures of it. And I stand out on this rock, and I just looked down into the valley for the first time, I think, in my life, without any kind of like wooziness or anything. I just very confidently was right on the edge. I was like, I wonder if like the fear of heights is just that inner ear thing that, keeps you kind of unstable, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because it never, when I was younger, I mean, I had a construction company when I was in my early 20s, and we would build houses 3 stories high, and I could walk with no harness, which is not smart. Please don't do that. The top of a wall 3 stories up. That's only, 3.5 inches wide. There was one point I was working on a house, and this was when I was in like my 30s, and I had a 40-foot extension ladder up to a ceiling beam in the middle of this huge house that was actually owned by the Hershey family, and I had to the ladder bounced so much, and so because it was leaning on a post up on the ceiling, there was nothing in front of me like a wall. Normally, when you're walking up an extension ladder, you're looking at a wall, but I'm looking at nothing but space, and this thing is bouncing to the rhythm of me walking, and I got like halfway up and locked up and sat there for like 45 minutes till I could get back down. And ever since then, self-preservation kicks in, and I have a problem with it. And it's mainly when it's like something that is somebody built, or like you look in the death buckets when we're in there, if you're in a normal gondola where it's open on top, all I do is stare at the bolts the whole time. Like, is that bolt tight? Or like, how is it clamped to the cable? Because it comes off the cable when you get down to the bottom and transfers to a slower cable. That's how they change the speed. You jump off of one cable and it grabs onto another cable. How is it holding on that it can just pop off of one and go on to another? If you get a bunch of college kids jumping in theirs, could it launch mine off the cable? Is it just hanging by gravity? I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I wonder, like when you're in the long stretch, and
wait, before you go any further,
Luke,
I forgot Luke is in here. So that story about the Hershey family house, he was there, and when I got down the ladder, because we worked together, when I got down the ladder, I made him go up and do it.
That's awesome.
Sorry, Luke.
There you go.
Oh,
there you go. Welcome in, Luke. Thanks for putting that video together for us in spite of Chris. Yeah. Wow. I wonder, like, because I've ridden the Skyliner multiple times. I've driven under it. Like, what if that cable breaks in one spot?
Right.
Like,
and
does it just all unravel?
Right, because it would just slip through each of the wheels, and it would all go to, it would all drop to the ground. I mean, of course, that cable is probably rated to 4 times the possible capacity of what's up there, and probably the last thing that would possibly break is that cable. I'm more worried about my individual death bucket falling off than the cable breaking.
But I just wonder, like, what measures I honestly can't wait until there's got to be a Modern Marvels or something that comes out that talks about the Skyliner, because I think it's like an amazing mode of transportation.
Yeah, when I was I was working in Moab, Utah, 2 summers ago, and I was there for the whole summer. And it's they do a lot of skiing there, and there was this little area right on the main drag that has Skyliner death buckets. It's the exact same company, same model of gondolas,
okay,
all exactly the same, and it never opened. So it's all there. The buckets are hanging, and it never got turned on. I think the company went bankrupt or something like that. But they're all just sitting there right on the main drag, and they've been there for years. But it's the exact same company that did the ones for Disney.
That's interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and I guess for me, the biggest fear isn't it really falling. I'm, like I get that it's safe, all that stuff. My only concern is if this thing shuts down, I have to transfer into some kind of piece of equipment where I have to step out of this gondola onto a cherry picker or something.
No.
Um,
No.
I couldn't do it. I would just, that's where I live now. Just keep bringing me food and water. There's already a toilet built in underneath this bench. I see it. I'm good. We're just going to live here now. You guys order the motor that you need to replace it. It may take a month.
Right.
I'll be right here.
You just
I'm good.
just throw me up a pillow. That's all I need. Just
Yeah, and maybe a TV. I could live stream from up there. I mean, we'll make it work, but I'm not getting off of it. It's not happening. Especially if we're talking about the ones over by Pop Century and Art of Animation where you're over the water, because then what? The lift is on a boat?
They do.
Not
They have.
happening.
I think they have like special boats that deploy out on the water.
Yeah,
for that.
I'm
for
good.
that reason.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah,
Yeah, not
Yeah.
good.
I think it's the one that comes out of Caribbean Beach, going to Epcot, that just gets like super high up in the air.
Yes.
And I'm the same way. Like I remember taking my son into a ropes course, and I was trying to be the brave dad, and this was before Dramamine. So now I wish I could take the Dramamine and go back and see if I could try it. But you're clicked in. You have a harness. You're all harnessed up. You clicked in. You got a rope. I mean, there's the fall is like 8 inches, and it'll stop you or whatever. And so we climb up and we walk across like this log, and we're holding on to a rope. And we get to this platform, and the next step of this journey is literally like a 1 foot gap to the next platform. Like, okay, maybe it was like 1.5 foot, 2 feet, but it felt like it was an 8-foot jump. Like,
Yeah.
I'm up there, my knees are shaking, trying to be brave for my son. And I mean, hindsight, I should have taken the step. I should have gone, and then I should have encouraged him to come across too. But I looked at him, and in my mind, I'm going, oh, no, I can't do it. And I looked at him, and I was like, all right, you want to go? And he goes, no, I want to go down. I said, okay. And we turned around and climbed back down. But I'm like, if I'm in one of those Skyliners up there in the air and they want to come hard, no.
Yeah. And again, I do want to make the point. These are our goofy fears. Like these things ride every day. Everybody's fine. And I have to tell myself that every time I get on one. But no, we're not out here just to scare you off the Skyliners. That's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about our goofy brains. Yeah. No, it's exciting. When it comes in and it looks like it's going to crash into the one in front of you, it's very exciting. And it's fine. I always put my feet on the bench in front of me.
Oh yeah.
But that's just my brain.
I like the braking.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's good. And some people are really into heights. We were just, on the MSC Miravilia, and they have a ropes course, and it's up on deck 19. So you know how high that is off the water. And the ropes course extends over the side of the ship.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I am afraid of myself. Oh, jeez. Every time I look in the mirror. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's enough about scaring people with death buckets. I mean the Skyliner. But yeah. No, it's good. I still get on it. It's just I don't know, self-preservation. I think the older I get, the more I want to live longer.
Oh, yep. All right. Let's see. In other news, Universal is busily working on Epic Universe, and I plan on trying to get a little closer. And if I can get you to maybe you should take some Dramamine and see if it helps, because I really want to take a helicopter ride around Orlando. I want to do.
Can you ask them to take you over Epic Universe?
I think they fly over there.
Really?
Like, I think there's certain ones I need to kind of pay attention and figure out. So that is in the near future, y'all. If you want some aerial footage of Orlando, I don't know when. I'm not promising in the next week or so, but I definitely I want to go take this helicopter ride and to see it, for myself, because I've seen like videos that people have posted, and I don't know where they get it. Like they must take pictures from a helicopter. That's the only thing I can figure, because drones are very much regulated in the Orlando area.
Yes.
You can't fly a drone anywhere within 5 miles of Disney itself. And then we have multiple airports. So I don't know. It's got to be helicopters. But
Yeah, I mean, I own a drone. I think you have one too, don't you?
yeah, I have a drone.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to just sacrifice one and let it fly away and not claim it, but get the footage. So just in case you don't follow Universal stuff, so Epic Universe is officially their third gate. Universal would call it their fourth gate because Universal thinks that water parks are a gate.
Yeah.
But I digress. No, so you've got Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, and then Epic Universe, which is not physically connected to the other two parks. But that's what we're wondering, is how they're going to connect it. Are they going to do some kind of light rail? Are they going to do anything or not?
Yeah, I mean, and I work there. So I was trying to figure out, some inside information while I worked there, and I worked in the transportation department. So yeah, I don't see any connection other than their busing system. I do know that they're going to need to up their busing system because they don't have a lot of buses. I think that they contract through Mears to run their buses. They're going to need to raise those contracts. But I do know from little bits of information, and I might get proved wrong later, but this park is almost going to be a standalone park. Like from what I understand, they're going to have their own like, city walk type area. This
Oh,
hotel,
really?
this hotel that you see there is kind of like the headstone of the park, which I love this feature. I mean, we talked the other day about, different reasons why and why not, but I love that the hotel is connected like that. But there's gonna be they're already building them. Actually, the structures are already up. There's already other hotels like right across the street, that I think are eventually going to be connected through a waterway. And so they might move some yacht boats in over there. But this is going to be like a standalone. I mean, it's still going to be connected, as in it's the same company. And if you have, their park to park pass, it'll. I think it's all going to be connected. I'm sure that when they first open, there might be some limitations, but
So physically, how far apart are they?
a couple miles. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a couple miles away. And it's in an area. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I'm wondering how they're. I don't even know if I really want to go into it. Like it's right, like the area that they're building is like right next to a sewage treatment plant.
Really
Yeah. Um, so
interesting choice.
well, okay, so one night we were on our way. Trace was working and we were going to pick him up, and we had like 45 minutes to kill. And I was like, I want to go find the construction site because I hadn't seen it yet. And actually this particular night I hadn't seen it still because I couldn't find it. So, but I was driving on some roads from a map that I remembered. And I get to this one place and it's dark out, and we start smelling this smell. I'm like, wait a minute, are there cows right here? Because it smelled like that area in like central California, where all the
Yeah.
cows are. And no, come to find out, it's a sewage treatment plant. So I'm interested what this park is going to smell like midday in August.
Maybe you could work that into theming somehow. Disney has the smellitizers. Maybe travel through the landfill ride is a possibility. I'm sure they got it worked out.
Maybe that's closest to like the monsters area of the park.
Yeah. I mean, they put on odorant, so that would work.
Yeah, right. But no, I'm excited about Epic. I think that it's going to be a great addition to Orlando. Susan
We both.
knows. Oh, you were putting that up at the same time.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, on I-5, like between like south of Sacramento, I think.
Yep,
yeah.
I've been down that highway right there too, going from
Yeah.
living in Nevada and stopping in Reno and heading down to Disneyland.
Yep. But no, making a lot of progress. They've got tracks up. They got buildings in place. I think Epic is going to be done before Moana's Gardens in Epcot.
Don't say that. Oh man, you know the bummer is, as soon as they open up that area in Epcot, they're going to close another area because they got to do Spaceship Earth. They've got a bunch of stuff on the docket, so we're not going to be done with. I mean, we'll never be done with construction walls, but like right centered up in the middle of the park, right there, it's going to be a long time till that's all clear. But it's going to be worth it. I'm very excited to see this new stuff. Epcot, other than a ride here or there, hasn't had any major improvement to its main structure in a long ever.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
It's in need, and that's the whole point. Especially that park. That park is supposed to be the future.
Right.
Let's keep updating that. For a little bit, we could give it a break so we could walk around properly, but yeah, no.
Well, I think when they do Spaceship Earth, it might not be too bad. Like they might not need to put up extensive walls because most of that's going to be inside the ball.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
Hopefully, and hopefully they're doing most of that, like during park close time. Maybe, I don't know.
So here's my question: if they're replacing all of the ride vehicles and whatever, like 3/4 of the ride displays, let's call them, are they going to have to peel that thing open, or are they going to do it all with it enclosed? Could you imagine if they opened that thing up to have crane access?
Oh,
because think about this. Think about the area that is like the 40s with those steam engines. How are you going to pull those out of there?
Yeah.
Right before the kid slinging newspapers, those machines are real and they are solid steel, and
yeah,
maybe those stay. I don't know, but they can't bring that down the track.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on like they're not retheming, they're just updating, right?
Yeah, so it sounds like the first like quarter of it is going to remain the same. So the guy pounding reeds and probably like Rome.
Okay.
And then I think from there it sounded like they were gonna upgrade from there.
Okay.
So plus all new ride vehicles and hopefully new tracks, because the seams on the tracks are getting pretty bumpy, or at least smooth them out, because it's getting real clunk clunk when it takes away some of the magic.
Interesting to see if they can do it without without opening it up. I mean, I think it would be great for the park if they could, I don't know, somehow do it at night. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they just installed, all the LED lights on it, just before the 50th. So
yeah, so it must all be internal then. I didn't think of that. That's a good point.
It's got to be internal, I would think. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're kind of all over the place today, but it's a lot of good stuff to talk about because there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. The 100th celebration, I wouldn't say is in full swing.
No, we're limping in.
Yeah, we're definitely limping in, but I think what they're bringing is pretty solid. Like the merch and the well, honestly I haven't seen any real true decorations yet. So
no, No, just removal of 50th stuff
Yeah,
mostly
removal.
so far, but and I haven't seen the castle yet because Disney doesn't like me. But it sounds like have the ribbons been removed from the peaks of the roofs?
Oh no, I know that they were going to do a phased removal of the 50th stuff. Um, Now I have seen Happily Ever After
Yeah.
from the boardwalk parking lot, and then from Wilderness Campground last night. So
So
I've
super
been
close.
close. I've been close. Actually, I've been close to both Happily Ever After and Epcot Forever. So, but I have not been in the park yet to see those shows. But it looks like Epcot is wasting no time getting those barges out.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I saw some pictures of those cranes in there, and hopefully
Yeah.
they rip those suckers out and burn them to the ground. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully they get them out of the way, and we can see what we're going to be working with. So the new show though, this is a temporary holder,
Yeah,
or
so
did they
Epcot
not?
Forever is the old show that was there before the barges, and they're bringing that in until this summer, and then the new Epcot show is going to be released this summer. And I don't know any spoilers, so I don't know if it's going to be a water heavy show, if they're going to do fountains. Are they going to? There was, and we didn't quite get to this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about this, but I heard a rumor. Now, this is in no way confirmed, and I have not seen it anywhere, but I heard a rumor that there might be a drone show in Epcot.
I love the idea, and it's been thrown around for years, whether it's at Epcot or at Animal Kingdom. But the technology that has come a long way for that, and
Yeah.
if I could choose a show for Epcot, it would be a mixture of a drone show and World of Color
Yep.
from California Adventure. Those
Yep.
vibrant, colorful fountains,
Yep.
some fireworks, and a drone show. And to top it off, the grand finale could be fireworks shooting the drones out of the sky. Put
That
me
would
in,
be
coach.
perfect.
I'm going to design this. It's going to be very expensive because I got to buy new drones every night. But
Every night.
yeah, but it could be an amazing show.
Or you have to hire the right mechanic that can piece all the pieces together to make new drones.
Yeah. Or you can shoot fireworks out of drones right down at the crowd, like
Yeah.
reverse, shoot them down instead of up.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I think it's the perfect place. Like, honestly, Animal Kingdom makes sense for a drone show because you don't have the fireworks and whatnot. I don't know how the noise of the drones would affect the animals. I mean, because drones can be kind of loud. Yes, so Disneyland Paris has the drone show. Um, but as far as like theming, the drone show fits in Epcot. It's the world of tomorrow. It's supposed to be on the cutting edge. It should be there. So, yeah, you worry me.
Yeah,
You definitely worry me.
yeah.
But I
don't
think
really
what if the drones are shooting each other out of the sky?
there's it could be very Star Warsy.
Yeah. Or what if the guests have access to something that's, I don't know, I'm going too far.
It'll be good. Everybody's going to hate it the first day, and then a month later, they're all going to love it and never want it to go away. I just hope that it has Walt's voice. I think
Yeah.
for all shows at the end of the night, we should hear from the man.
I agree.
It brings up all the feels because that's why we're all here.
100%
I hope so.
agree.
Yeah.
Although, you know what, you just said something, people hate it and then they'll love. I'm really not super sad that Harmonious left. And I'm not super sad that Enchantment left because for being the 50th anniversary, I thought they were too poorly orchestrated shows. So I'm glad Happily Ever After's back. I don't remember Epcot Forever, to be honest. But I'm glad that the barges are gone, and I'm excited for what they're going to come out with next. So,
Yeah.
why are you?
Yeah, I kind of hope that at some point an Epcot show has fireworks over the Epcot ball as part of the show.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
All right. Well,
no, Susan, I don't watch them consistently either, but my favorite part about them is that they remove all the people from the lines and I can go ride stuff. And I do like to watch them occasionally, but for me, I love having a really good people eater. And that way everybody's out there watching it. I can go jump on Cosmic Rewind a couple times and enjoy it and hear it. And also I do like watching the shows. Like Mary and I had this epic night. It was I don't remember if it was during the Halloween party or the Christmas party, but the park was empty because it was a party, and we were on Dumbo during the show with the fireworks above us, and the cast member let us just keep riding it. So we're under the fireworks, and it just kept going and kept going. And he said, "Just wave at me when you're done," because there was nobody in the queue to get on it. So he just let us stay on Dumbo and ride it through the whole show, and that was a very magical moment. Mary says that was Halloween. That makes sense. Yeah, it was incredible. I love when that kind of stuff happens, when they're like, you know what, just stay on. I never realized until recently, until I saw someone else doing it, when you're on People Mover and you come around to get off of that thing, if there's nobody in the queue, you can just say, "Can I just stay here?" And they'll say, "Yep." And you just go around People Mover again. And, I mean, if there's people waiting, obviously they're not going to let you. I mean, it's not even very nice to ask. But if you see there's nobody there, say, "Hey, you mind if I just stay on this thing?" And just keep going, because it's a good 10-minute ride. You can turn it into a 20-minute ride. It's very cool.
Did you say bye to Jessie? Bye, Jessie.
Did she leave?
Yeah, she had to go.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, had to head out.
Well, she's probably gone already. But bye, Jessie, if you're still in here. Thanks for hanging out, and we will figure out where our email goes to and see what you sent.
Well, I mean, I don't know if she was. I looked up our inbox to our Gmail, but I don't see anything there. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll have to check all because there's emails to all of our channels, and so it's probably somewhere.
I got so many emails. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's see. I'm kind of out of news, honestly.
Yeah. No, I think we veered off course a little bit here and there today, but it was fun conversation. I think we probably need to cover our fantastic companies that take care of us, which is also us. But yeah, I don't know. Unless you got something else you got on your mind, I think we're pretty good. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. We're not done yet, though. You got to stick around and pay attention to these.
Yeah, we gotta pay the bills real quick, y'all. So here we are, Florida Vacation Network. If you have not clicked the subscribe button yet and you're this far into the program, just go ahead and click it. Click the bell. I mean, you might as well. You spent this much time. It's totally free, doesn't cost a dime, and it'll help us as we grow. We've been posting some shorts, and I'm hoping you're enjoying that. But we are Florida Vacation Network. We are your source of all the information that you need to plan your Florida vacation. Planning that Florida vacation starts with an amazing travel agent over there at notjustcruising.com. This is Melanie and I's travel agency. We are through Dream Vacations. We can book everything that you need for travel. So not just Florida, but you want to go to Ireland? We've been there.
You've been there?
You haven't. We have. We're going to go someday again together. But yeah, we can book your vacation. Want to cruise? We do cruising. We just not just cruising. We can book your resort stay here at Disney. So go check us out. Notjustcruising.com. Oh, that button didn't work. That button works. Park Hopper Choppers will provide the ride that you need, whether that be a ride from the airport to the resort back to the airport, or the ride while you're in the park. Chris will pick you up at the airport. He will drop you off at your resort, and then Central Florida's best mobility scooter rental company. You can contact him at 407-989-9618. They're amazing. Brand new batteries, maintained daily. The scooters, I was riding one the other day over at Pop Century just for fun, and we were having a blast. So if you need that mobility scooter, go check out Chris over at Park Hopper Choppers. I
agree.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, once you get home, you're not going to want to miss out on those treats. Depending on what season it is, if you're not in the park area, you want some, you want some fudge from Universal. You want some Krispies. You want the character apples, which I think we're doing a last call for because we're getting into the warm season. You go over to mainstreettreat.com. You can pick up your favorite treats from the parks, both Universal and Disney, sometimes SeaWorld. So if there's something that you hear about at SeaWorld, let us know. We'll go into SeaWorld and pick those treats up for you. And then over there on mainstreettreat.com, you see a tab for Fun and Fancy Freight. Click on that for all of your merch needs. Anything. You want pins? We can find pins. We'll pick up pretty much anything. You want Doonies? You want Loungefly? We'll go into the park. We'll pick that up for you. Put it in a box. I just sent a box out to Canada. So we are international shipping. So
yeah, when you go to Main Street Treats, ask for the ugly Santa cake pop from SeaWorld and tell them Chris sent you, because boy, that thing would keep me up in my show up in my nightmares. Eventually SeaWorld's gonna up their snack game. They're savory, amazing. They have some amazing food in there. There's a pretzel brat that is unbelievable. But their cake decorating skills, at least for that particular one, were a little lacking. But I'm hoping that improves so that you guys can start doing boxes from there.
Yeah, someday, hopefully.
That was disturbing. I don't know if anybody else saw the picture of that, but I forget where I even posted it. I think I posted it on Main Street Treat Facebook page.
Yeah,
that was frightening.
Oh, but we get you good treats from Universal and Disney, and they did have some good treats at SeaWorld just this recently. I think it was Valentine's Day or something. So,
oh, cool.
We just didn't put a box together. Run out of time,
Yeah.
So it is what it is. All right, y'all. Well, I need to bounce out anyway, and we're coming up to the end. I gotta go to class. So,
well, we started early anyway with
We
the
did
NASA launch.
start a
And if
little
you
bit
just got in here and didn't see that, go back to the beginning of this as soon as this is done, because the SpaceX launch from last night is the first 10 minutes of this video, and it was very cool.
Yeah, I loved it. So we'll be back Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to noon-ish, somewhere around there, about. And we got some fun stuff coming to Florida Vacation Network. So I think that's it.
Yep.
I'm gonna let you close it out, and I'll hit the outro here.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us from the man with the sunglasses and the man with no pants. We'll see you on Monday. Thanks for being with us and having good conversation.